Hello, welcome back to the Tony Fix Morning Show. I'm Tony T. So we're going to get you a free picks today from the World Series, the 10-game card from the NBA, college football with 3 good ones up there, and of course we'll close out the show with the NHL coverage. All right, we're going to say hello to the Cappers, and we're going to get right to the picks because we don't mess around here on the Tony Fix Morning Show. Let's say hello to Rod. Rod, what's going on?
Morning, everybody. How's it going? Good. Not too much, Tony. Good day. Can't complain about the NFL and the fish hook was like, I don't know what that was, but definitely sometimes the reffing in these NFL primetime games leaves a little bit to be desired. That's for sure, because it's awful. It wasn't going to decide the game, but everybody's seen that. Everybody's seen that one. It was just brutal, but it is what it is. On to the next one. It'll probably be the last bad beat that you get, like those ones where the ref has an influence on your bet. Not what you want. As a sports bettor and a sports fan, definitely not what you want. The refs in encouraging and influencing the bet when he should have nothing to influence the bet of the game in that one. But hey, it is what it is. Swept the hockey board, so that made up for things there. We got it back 4-1 day. On to the weekend. Lots of the weekend. Hey, Jorge, guess what? How many college football players am I going to have?
4.
18.
Back to Rod. Back to himself.
No, I thought you meant today. I didn't know you meant the whole weekend.
The whole weekend. It looks like a big card. Lots of spots today to find some spots. There were some tight lines last week. I think
brutal. I said that.
Rod's fired up this week. It all started. It's all started with that meaningless 3-pointer by the Jazz.
By the Jazz, marking it,
that got him going this week. You can just tell that really revved the engine for Rod.
Hey,
why is it? I tell you what, I lost my NFL game. I still to this day don't know how there's not an investigation on the Raiders coach for kicking that field goal when they're down by 9 points and there's 2 minutes left in the game. They're inside the 10 and he kicked the field goal.
Right.
Yeah. You have to come back for another touchdown. How is that not being investigated, man? That is just mind blowing. There's no inkling on anything, especially now with the new onside rule kick, what makes it even less likely to get the onside kick. There's absolutely no reason why they should have kicked the field goal in that spot. And all they did, they still got the loss, but a lot of people didn't cover. I was one of +7.
+7. I benefited from it, so no complaint here. No complaint. What's up? What else is going on, Jorge?
Nothing, man. Just checking out the NBA, kind of digging into a little bit. Got to read the recaps. Really, the best information we could get right now. And I was watching. Charles Barkley said something. He's usually too out of control. He said a great point last night. He goes, "The NBA preseason doesn't count, but it matters." And that's the truth, chemistry-wise, right?
Yep,
basketball, man. Basketball. God, I grew up with a bunch of Mormon guys, short white guys. We could go play pickup basketball against people. Younger kids, doesn't matter who we were playing. We would light them up because we all knew how to shoot threes with each other. So chemistry goes a long ways in hoop, man. And you're seeing that a lot in the NBA right now. Golden State being one of them that has a lot of early chemistry going because they let a lot of young players play over the last 2 years. They're about 10.
Yeah,
excited about that. A lot of action. I actually clamp down, Rod. I don't pull a rod during November. I actually make sure take it easy, one play per sport, and make sure that I grind it out and stay on the winning side, man. Because hey, you can have a great November, but you can blow yourself up as a bettor really easy too. All the winnings you had over the first 2 months of the year, or the sports season, football season starting and all that, you could blow it right out of the water.
Don't go quick. College hoops can take it quick.
You got to really study your coaching changes, your pace of play, the personnel moving in and out. Cronin, that coach at UCLA, lets you know exactly what's going on here in this wheeling and dealing world of college basketball right now. He He said, if anybody wants to play golf with me, you're going to have to contribute to my NL. He made it out there. He just went out on blast and said, anybody, you're going to hang with me, there's got to be money.
Nothing new. That's the way it's always been.
I know, but we got someone actually admitting it, which I thought was pretty funny.
And yeah,
what's happening?
Yeah, I mean, Tony, to kind of go on what Jorge was saying, I know you had always said my first thing that I do is I take a look at those box scores, what's been going on the night before, right? So, I mean, that's kind of, I think, how this goes early on, right? It's a lot of personnel. It's all about talent. It's about coaching. I do think at the beginning of the season, handicappers have a little bit of an advantage over Vegas until they can catch up with us. But yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be an interesting start here to this NBA season. I'm excited to see how it goes. So far, looks kind of the same to me. I don't know.
Somewhat, yeah, especially with the teams of continuity. And I think Chauncey Billups is going to pay dearly for sitting guys for no reason last year because there's really no chemistry.
It's a little early, Mindy, but I think they're calling less fouls. I think they're letting them play a little bit of defense.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that's optimistic a little bit more from what I've seen so far, especially in the Denver Thunder game last night. A little more playoff type calls. You know what? And I would love it. I would love it if they did that for the regular season.
Yeah, it could be one of those. We don't want to slow the game down a whole bunch either, right? It could be all of that kind of stuff, trying to keep the folks interested, just like what they've done for baseball, football, or what they've tried to do, at least. I think it's been pretty successful, but I think ultimately it's led to more scoring, and that's what we want, right?
Yeah, that's what we want. But the players usually screw up because they end up getting in a fight and then they go the other way, like we saw with the Warriors and Timberwolves.
Or that fine line margin of the refs stepping in the game and all of a sudden they're controlling. Remember, I'd love to bring Tim Donaghy on one of these days. I mean, he is great to have on the air, man. He kind of just breaks
great fade. Like, hey, great fade too.
How things are called, and it's you're told as you're a working unit. You got a manager. Your manager comes in. He doesn't tell you the outcome of the game. He says, "Hey, these are the important things we're going to work on. This is what's going to be called in these games." And they get set off to work, and they get graded on how well they officiate games. Right. So it's a job, just like everything else. And even these players, man, most of these guys are on week-to-week contracts. They don't have the big contracts. That's just a handful of the veterans. So it's a business, man, and we got to watch out for that because that's how we get burned a lot.
Yeah, and again, like I said, when I expect to let them play until there's some highlight film with guys fighting. And then it goes back to the other way. Then we call everything. So we'll enjoy this time of the year until something happens. Draymond Green, once Minnesota faced Timberwolves again, there's a lot of bad blood between these teams. Something's going to spark. Chris, we welcome you back. Welcome you to the morning show. We've seen your work over on the on-demand videos. Chris, how you doing?
I'm good. Long-time subscriber, first-time appearance. I guess everything like you guys were talking about, what they missed in the didn't call in the Oklahoma Denver game this year, we're calling in my Kings and Wolves game because I think DeMar DeRozan lived at the free throw line last night. And I think they're letting them play a lot more. I'm super excited. The NBA is my thing. And it's not a great card today, but I mean, I looked over it. But I'm just glad to be here finally, trying to make the best of it. And I'm going to start doing some more videos, some more prop videos Tony and I talked about. And just get the most out of this whole thing. And I'm glad to be here with all you guys. Super honored and humbled and ready to do it.
Yeah, glad to have Chris aboard here.
Glad to have everybody.
Yes, you can also catch his work. Also, he contributes to our NFL, our college football rundown show as well. He's contributed many of those, so you can check it out on demand here now on the live show. All right, let's get to work here, guys. We're going to start because it's the World Series. We got to bring it up, right? The Yankees and Dodgers to roll Cole versus Flaherty. In this one, we're seeing the Dodgers favorite $1.20. That total sits here at 8.5. As you expect, you're going to see juice here on the over. The way the Dodgers have been hitting the ball. We'll start with Ron.
Yeah, the way the Dodgers have been hitting the ball, but Cole's on the mound. How do you go against him? It's tough. I think what happens is you got a pitcher's duel here early. I think you have a lower scoring one here in the first 5. So I would take the under in the first 5, and then. After Cole comes out and Flaherty comes out, watch out. Let the fireworks begin. And then I would take the over. So you might get a better number than having to be at an 8.5 on the over. But I think that's the way to go in this one. I like the under first 5 because I think you got a nice little pitcher's duel. It takes a little bit to get things going. You feel each other out. And just Cole's a beast. So it is what it is. He's good for a solid 4 or 5 innings there is Cole. He did look a little shaky last time, so I think that he clears that up a little bit from what he looked last time. Because, man, he left runners on all over the place. The Mets just couldn't get the hit. He pitched his way out of that mess. So I think he's better than what he was last start when we seen him. So give me the under first 5 over full game.
They're from Ron and Jorge Cole, a local product, and got in Long Beach. He used to go to Dodger games in a Yankee uniform. He was a big Yankee fan as a kid. Orion, over to you.
Well, in Flannery, he's from LA, man, and you saw it when he pitched in San Diego. He got hit a little bit, and same thing happened in New York. But he was stellar when he pitched in LA. Even though Cole is their ace, they brought him over to pitch some key games. He loves pitching in his hometown. It seemed to pump him up. His fastball looked better than it had in any of his other starts. Plenty of movement. So I agree with Rod a little bit, on the side on this one. But man, it's on the total being under for the first 8.5. I can't believe it's 8.5. First of all, I mean it's been 7.5 standard all the way across the playoffs. So I don't know. Is that a little bit of an overreaction? The Yankees have their bats too, but they haven't been anywhere near as consistent. What's making the difference for the Dodgers here, and I'll lean to take them on the run line in the first game, is their bench hitting. It's not even their stars. It's everybody. Kiki Hernandez kind of sparking the whole team, and if you get Muncy start hitting home runs, Edmonds hits. You put the shortstop in cleanup. What is this thing? Little league. That's the last time I seen a little dude get put in a cleanup spot. He starts hitting home runs and being the catalyst for the team. But Tony, I said this. Roberts will always try to find a way to screw up a lineup or the pitching staff by wanting to be too cute. And to me, I'm just a diehard Dodger fan, but he tries to get too much attention. But the bats have let him get away with it. That's why I still won't give him the credit. Bats let him get away with all those runs. But those relievers have all committed. None of them have blown a lead. Got to give due respect to Roberts where it is. And right now, I just think Ohtani mad to the fact that he went over there, win a championship. He's a modern day Babe Ruth. Unfortunately, we won't get to see him pitch. But I just think he's more clutch than Judge, and would lean a little bit to the Dodgers here in the series.
The Dodgers there from Jorge. Move on over to Mindy.
Well, I mean, I feel like I still got to go over this number. That's just been the trends all along here. They've been averaging 9 throughout the series, the playoff series so far. So I just feel like that's got to be the way to go in this one. Kind of to talk a little bit more about what we were talking before the show, right? I mean, they move the bases a little bit closer. We have, the advantage to not being able to throw over to hold the runner at first. I mean, there's a lot of things that I think have really contributed to the uptick in scoring. And I think it's been a lot of those rule changes. And so I don't know, I just feel like that it's just going to continue. I don't really see any of these pitchers so far that can hold either of these two teams down necessarily. I don't really want to make a prediction yet. My heart, I want to go with the Dodgers, over the Yankees, just because I've never really been a Yankees fan. All the kids I went to school with like the Yankees, and just kind of always wanted to be opposite that. So I'm hanging with the Dodgers this year. I hope they can pull it off.
There we go. Pull the hood off. We move on over to Chris.
So in the video, my free pick, I gave out the over. Like Rod said, I mean, it may start out slow, but I think in the end, you start bringing these bullpens in, and people are going to get starting to get hit up. I mean, Flaherty's last game, he got hit up pretty good in 3 innings. He had 8 earned runs to the Mets. Not saying the Yankees are going to do that, but like Rod said, when the bullpen comes in, these guys could probably start getting up there. And the Dodgers, as much as I hate to say it, because they beat everybody that I like with the Padres and everybody else that are the Mets and everybody coming up. But I'd go with the over. I'm really hoping the Yankees pull out the game 1. There's a nice price on the money line, and I'm pulling for the Yankees, which is something I never thought I'd say as a Padres, Braves, and all those kind of fan. But we're going to go Yankees, hopefully, for the series. But today we're going to go with the over.
Over there from Chris, I have to agree there with the over. The Dodgers over 9-1 in the over in the playoffs. I'm not going to get in front of that. I mean, it's just not going to happen. But even LA 30-14 in the over in their past 44 at home. 75 degrees. Remember, it's a 5:00 start local time. I think the sun will be down. Sun's going down sooner, so I don't think you'll have the shadows at 5:00 local time, or maybe 5:15 once they get the game going. I think that shouldn't be an issue. But I'm going to look over in that spot. No doubt about that. Dodger bullpen ERA 3.53 over their past 10. We'll see how the Yankees handle this Dodger bat. That's another question mark. All right, let's continue. Go ahead,
slight breeze out to right center, about 8-9 miles an hour.
There you go.
Dodgers on a 57-27 run to the over. You take it even longer back farther than just the 9-1 run you were talking about. 57-27 the second half of the season run for the Dodgers in the over.
The bats have been hot. They've hit their peak right here. It's complete opposite to what they were last year when they went into the postseason with a slump and had the slump and the bats couldn't come through. So complete opposite to what we're seeing.
It all goes back to that Mookie Betts weird little interview he had. He'd been choking in the playoffs for 2 years. And he can't remember that weird quote he made, something that, it's about us or something. He came out and hit 2 home runs to start off each one of the games, and the offense has been on fire ever since. So kudos to Betts, man, because they were headed right down the same path.
Yep, it looks that way, no doubt. All right, let's continue here on Tony's Picks Morning Show every day, 9:30 a.m. each time. Make sure you like, subscribe, set those notifications. So when we're live, you're live with us because we get right to business here with the picks. We move on over to college football next. 3 games scheduled here. Louisville and BC. Looks like Louisville will be about a 7.5-point favorite on the road. Boise State and UNLV, the game Jorge is going to, the one everyone's talking about there in the out there in the Mountain West. Looks like Boise 3.5-point favorite, total 64. And boy, if you're going to any of these 3 games today, good luck to you in getting parking in the traffic mess. The Dodger World Series, you got Rutgers and USC here, and of course, don't forget the Lakers are at home again this week today. So these stadiums are within 10 miles of each other. So good luck getting these games. All right, Uber. They may not even pick you up. If I was an Uber driver, I wouldn't even station over there, to be honest with you. There's no way in hell. There you go. Jorge's got his parking there ready to go.
It's a business that's literally right around the corner from the arena, and then we walk right through where the buses let all the players out, and we come right through. So got lucky there.
Yeah, the Dodgers actually sent out a video to park at the Metro and walk up the hill to the stadium. That's what they did because they know the parking is going to be a big jam tomorrow. They need the fans up there early to get the home crowd. USC is a 14-point favorite, total 56.5. We go over to Rod.
Yeah, I'm going to look at that Rutgers USC total at 56.5. I think that's too many points. USC is going to run the ball, and they're going to definitely control this game on the ground. You look at what Rutgers does defensively versus the rush. I think USC can dominate Rutgers on the ground. Rutgers on the road isn't the same beast either as what they are at home. So I think USC dominates this game on the ground. Do they cover that 14? It's tough. It's a big number. We can see Rutgers sneak in the back door there in that one. But I like the under. I just don't see this being Rutgers getting in a track meet with USC. I think that total is just a touch high. So give me the under in that one. And then the one that Jorge is going to take the over because UNLV, they come out and they start in that first half and they play great on both sides of the ball. And then for some reason that second half hits and the defense, they kind of just take some foot off the gas defensively and you see more scoring. And with against Boise, we're going to definitely see some scoring. Take the over Boise, UNLV.
There we go from Ron over to Jorge.
Yeah, I don't know about that under in that first USC game. I think Rutgers has some injuries. I got to dig a little bit deeper into this one, but they've given up 42 and 35 points in their last 2 games, and not to offensive juggernauts. We're talking Wisconsin and UCLA. And UCLA hasn't been able to score against anybody. I don't think they can score against Martyr Day out there in California. So it's the fact that they put up so many points against them kind of has me. And that's a defensive first team. If they're putting up 30 points, you got to say, "Hey, whoa, wait a minute, what's going on?" This isn't the team that puts up. This is the team that puts up 21 points. So dig a little bit deeper into that one. Didn't want to lay the 14 points. Probably won't, but if a favorable number showed up, I might jump on that one. And yeah, man, I hate to see the hook. I mean, I'll almost never, ever put out a 3.5. Unless it's a spread that came down from like 6 or 7 and it was just the best possible number. But he's got to beat Boise State, man. I mean, you got to beat them first. I'm not one that crowns anybody ahead of time just because of any expectations they had in the past or not. He's bigger this year. And man, I was at that championship game last year, pretty much on the 50-yard line. Boise State's good every year and competes every year because they're big. They're size-wise, height-wise, athlete-wise. They just had that program for quite some time. And Rod, the defensive secondary for the Rebels doesn't play well in the second half, but Barry Odom makes great adjustments in the second half, and has done so this year. They were able to come back at Oregon State. The only, Oregon State did run the ball well against them. Man, the running back for Boise State, something special. He's having a Barry Sanders type season. So, if the Rebels can keep him under 150 yards, they got a chance to win the game. If they don't, they don't.
There we go from Jorge. We move on over to Mindy.
All right. So it looks to me like Louisville here doesn't like to cover, especially if they, are here on the road. It says 0% of the time. So I'm going to go ahead and take Boston College in this one. I think it might be more of a defensive battle. You could go ahead and check out our college video that we did yesterday. I went ahead and gave you the side. Today I'm going to give you the total. I like over today in this Boise State UNLV game, just kind of like what you guys have talked about. I think it's going to be one of those epic battles, right? I think it's a good time for both these teams to show what they're worth, right? How they are, get those recruits in. Also, then I like USC big. Not too scared of this 14. Jorge, yes, lots of injuries on the offensive and defensive line for Rutgers. I just feel like we have too good a quarterback here for USC to go ahead and do much. I think it's going to be lots of passing. I'm not so sure they're going to run the ball versus Rutgers. I think there's going to be lots of openings out there on the D. So I'm going to go ahead and take the minus 14. I don't think it's going to be a problem.
There from Mindy. We'll move on over to Chris.
The Boise State one I gave that out yesterday in the college rundown. Still sticking with it. I'm going to go with the over. As far as Boston College, definitely going to take them to cover. As Mindy said, Louisville has not covered. I think in their last 9, they haven't covered. So, we're going to take Boston College there, and then we're going to go with USC to take the big number at 14 and a half, depending on where you go.
Yeah, from Chris, in this one, I'm going to take UNLV plus 3.5. I know a lot of people are comparing that game last year, but hey, the quarterback's different for UNLV this year. I mean, to me, that's the biggest difference. You've got a quarterback that's mobile, who's accurate, right? This is something we're starting to see now with these mobile quarterbacks, is they can complete at a high percentage, and I think that's the difference here with the Rebels in this spot.
Hey, Tony, let me give you guys all an inside tip, and it's a prop bet you can make every last Rebel game they have. Where Ricky White is still on the team. Barry Odom says he's the best special teams player in the country. He's blocked. He's taken a block kick and returned it. They put him on the defensive line during punting, kicking, and they sent him in there to block kicks. If you can get a prop bet on him to block a kick or a punt, take it. Now, between now and the end of the year, he'll hit it at least once.
Yep, there you go. So, I'm going to look here at the Rebels here to cover that 3.5. Again, the difference here is the quarterback play. You look at this team against the Mountain West. It's been impressive here. 73% completion rate, 11.6 yards per pass attempt. They defend okay. They defend the run well at home. So we'll see how that rolls against this Boise running back. But again, to me, the quarterback's the key here. Big difference. He wasn't in the starting lineup last year in those games. Rutgers and USC. This is one of those what they call quote unquote get well spots. I think for USC. USC has to have a good showing, and you know why? Because the USC boosters will be at this game, and they're going to have to miss game 1 of the World Series because they got the money to sit right behind the plate. So they're going to have a great showing here, or they're going to really piss off a lot of boosters because hey, we're giving up game 1 of the World Series to watch my alma mater play because these guys have the Bucks.
Oh, they will. I know a couple of
associates.
They will. No, they're not missing a USC game for nothing.
Nope, not even for game 1. Even if it was game 7, they would still be at the USC game. Trust me.
They would.
They would. Yep. And I think they're going to come out here, give out a really good showing today. And really, you look at USC, they have been 3-1 at the spread at home when they're favored at this price of 10.5 to 21. And Rutgers 1-5. The spread is a dog of 10.5 to 21. So when they're big dogs, the Rutgers don't show. The Rutgers don't play very well. And you said Rutgers defense has been a big mess as well over the last few games. And again, that UCLA game, I'm just still scratching. I watched the replay on Big Ten Network. I'm still scratching my head. UCLA was able to put up all those points on Rutgers. That was a wild one. All right, let's continue here on the 26 Morning Show. We'll turn our attentions over to the NBA. We got a 10-game card to the NBA, so we'll cover them here. We'll do 3 at a time here on the morning show. We've got quite a few guests here today, so we'll start it off here with Sixers and Raptors, Nets and Magic, Pacers and Knicks. On over to Ron.
Yeah, and you know what? You're looking at the Raptors. They are 5-19 ATS at home as a dog, but you look at Nick Nurse off of blowout losses of 15 plus. Well, guess what? He's 0-8 ATS. I think this Raptors team, they got some guys and some players that he's previously coached. So I think they get up for this one. Give me the Raptors plus the 5 in that one. I want to take the 76ers, but there's players out still for the 76ers, and it's that spot. Nick Nurse comes back to where he originally was, and this Raptors team gets up for it on a Friday night. So give me the Raptors plus the 5 there in that one. And then I'm going to lay it with Orlando. I think they can whoop up on the Brooklyn Nets. Brooklyn, sure, you got the nice cover last time out versus Atlanta. This Magic team's a lot better than Atlanta. Give me lay it with the Magic there in that one. I think they cruise to the win. I don't trust the Nets at all.
They're from Ron on over to Jorge.
Yeah, no, Orlando's got a good team, man. What I liked about them last year, and they're still doing it this year, is they play defense first. And they get a little bit, you have some young core. And now they got Caldwell Pope over there with a little bit of leadership that's been in the playoffs, which means they're going to play even more defense. I'll take the under in that Brooklyn game. And, Philadelphia is pretty good, man. I mean, they just obviously their star players, rightfully so, getting investigated already on the bench saying they got injuries. I won't play back-to-back, Beeb. I won't play back-to-back the rest of my career. Well, then go play something else, man. Go play soccer or something back where you in the homeland or something. If you don't want to play basketball, don't play. Don't come here and play and tell us you're not going to come to play and get out on the court. So I'm glad they're investigating. We need to get out there and play. And but I'll take Philadelphia on that one. I think they lost in that one. They still have a good offense. Toronto, I don't see any chemistry on any level. They gutted the team. You got your team right after you win a championship, not 4 years later. You can't get any value back. You can't rebuild your team. And so they got a long ways to go. But as those young group of guys get some chemistry, start playing together, eventually it'll be a great dog cover. I just don't think in this spot.
They're from Jorge. Move on over to Mindy.
Yeah, I tend to agree with that 76ers spot here today. Kind of looking at the Raptors where they've, failed last 13 to 14 in ATS. I know that's going into last year, but that's kind of what we got right now, right? We're looking at what you're talking about, the talent, the coaching, who's better off right now early in this season. Agree with you as well. Magic, Nets, under in their last 10 home games here. Pacers, Knicks, looks like that one's a notorious over. So I'll be looking for the over there in that spot. They've covered that in the last 6.
On over to Chris.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to go with the Magic. They've covered the last 13 as home favorites. I don't think there's any problem against the Nets here. This isn't the Hawks, so the Magic should be able to take care of the Nets comfortably. Not touching that Philly-Toronto game. I mean, the Raptors are not great, and Philly's got all kinds of issues right now. As far as the Pacers and Knicks, I'd definitely take the over. I think it's just set up that way with the pace of basketball they play. I'd lean Indiana to cover, but definitely take the over in that one.
There from Chris. I'll tell you what I think here in these games. I'm going to go ahead and take the points with Brooklyn. Brooklyn's got some scores in that starting 5. I think they're trying to build trade value up for these guys because I look for the net season win totals 19.5 because I think they're expecting a fire sale by this team. But in order to trade players, you got to build up trade value. So I think these starters are going to pile up points. Cam Thomas 36 points in the first game. Jalen Williams off the bench 16 points in that spot. Magic 43% shooting in the first game in there. But I thought this seems to be a lot of points to lay this early in the season. 12 points, 11 against the Magic. I'll take the points in that spot. Sixers and Raptors. I look for an under. You've got injuries on both sides, and we know about Embiid and George, but on the Toronto side, you're looking at Barrett and quickly being doubtful. Those are two important key rotational players, and you've got Olenek also out here for Toronto, so they're very paper thin right now without those players in the rotation. So I'm going to look at the under in this game. Both teams shot poorly in the opener. But again, I just think that Toronto's going to have trouble scoring in this spot. And the other one, looking at Pacers and Knicks, I got to look here at the Pacers getting the points in this spot. There is more depth on this Pacers bench. We know the Knicks are very much starter heavy, not a whole lot of depth behind the starters. And Indiana, when they're a dog here of 6 points or fewer at 14-9 to the spread, we talked about the continuity. Again, Bennett Mathurin is back, healthy with this team. He's a key contributor scoring wise off the bench. So I'll look at that Pacers there at plus the price. All right, let's continue here on the Tony's Morning Show as we get ready for the next series of games here from the NBA. We'll go 3 in this block with the Pistons, Cavs, Hornets, Hawks, Grizzlies, and Rockets. We go over to Rock.
Yeah, and look at the Hornets taking on the Hawks in that one, and Charlotte got themselves a win. I like the over in that one. I think Charlotte can definitely be able to score some points. Atlanta can definitely score some points. 227. I think we get into the 230s in that one. We know how much defense Atlanta plays. Kind of lean to Charlotte as well. Atlanta at home, definitely not where you want to be laying any money with or any points, as we've seen. They let the Nets come back and get the cover in that one. So give me the over in that one. And then the Bucks by 9.5. I don't like the Bucks by 9.5. Give me the Bulls plus the 9.5. I think this is one of those games that Milwaukee's at home in that one, and then I think they take the foot off the gas a little bit in the Bucks, and the Bulls get the backdoor cover. Give me the Bulls plus the 9.5 in that one.
Yeah, for Mod, move on over to Jorge.
You've got some key players coming back like Ball for Chicago. Milwaukee doesn't have Middleton. And, they played great, and I expect Milwaukee to definitely improve this year because of all the injuries they had late in the season last year and the bonehead move to ship Holiday out and bring Dillard in. I'm still not a fan of that. But that being said, the Greek is who he is. But, yeah, laying almost double-digit points here against Chicago, not at all. Take that plus the points. The team at Atlanta, yeah, I can't disagree. I can't disagree with Rod's view on laying any points with them. The over 227 on a slight lean. But Detroit, I think Detroit brought some veterans in to work with their young core players. It didn't happen last game. They didn't cover the spread, but the under did go under. Cleveland, they're loaded. They have some chemistry and some momentum from last year. All the other sports, you kind of really can't look back at the year before if they had a new coach, a lot of chemistry changes. But basketball, you can go back because, as we talked about in yesterday's show, it's a gradual step in the NBA to get yourself into the championship realm. You got to lose. You got to work your way through the playoffs to get there. But I think Detroit's going to do that eventually here. I'm a big Cade Cunningham fan ever since he's been at Oklahoma State. When he started his career, he's definitely a gamer, and I think some of the veterans are going to help him a little bit. So I'll lean to take him plus the points here in Detroit.
Plus points there. Jorge, I'm going to back up something you had said in the past, back at the Vegas days. I know people were talking about returning starters continuity, but you were big on continuity in the NFL with returning starters in the NFL too, right?
That I was or wasn't?
Was.
Oh, no, absolutely. Absolutely. It's good on any sport, especially college football now, right? But I think it's dynamically changing now depending on the collective bargaining agreement. We have to look at the GM aspect of every sports level now, and now it's even affecting college with the NIL. So yeah, basketball more than any of them, you got to graduate, get up there. But hey, in the NFL, you can put a team together and they can streak right through the playoffs. It doesn't always. I don't think it's actually ever turned into a Super Bowl by any chance. But the biggest example is Carolina Panthers back when DeHome was quarterback. They were cellar dwellers and got to the Super Bowl and lost it. But basketball is definitely a game of chemistry, and especially in college basketball, I got to go over to the Gambler bookstore, pick up my blue book.
Yes.
It's still the college basketball Bible. I still pick it up. I don't care it's on the internet. And I only end up reading it, once as I'm trying to figure out these teams. But be looking for a lot of consistency in basketball, especially in college.
Yeah. Kind of a rough neighborhood over there, man. When they moved that new location, they had a little rough there. I went over to Bindi.
I like that. Doesn't feel as good unless it's in your hands, right? Got the magazine.
Next time you go, Tony, you can borrow my pit bull. You'll be all right.
Yeah, it's only a pit bull next time.
Goodness. Hey, let's go ahead and go over in this Cavs game. It looks like 10-3 here in the past. You got the number one shooting team, number one 3-point percentage team. I think this one gets over. Do like the Bulls to go ahead and cover. They have a decent field goal percentage, so I like it. they're making shots early on, right? That's the name of the game here in order to be able to cover versus a team like a Milwaukee. Hornets Hawks going to go ahead and go over that total as well. Trends there. Last 9 went over.
Yeah, from Indiana over to Chris.
Yeah, definitely going to take the over in the Charlotte Atlanta game. I don't think anybody's playing defense in that one, so there's no telling how many points we get there. So might as well take the over. I'm going to lean the Pistons to cover. I know Cleveland probably will win that one outright, but 10.5 is just a lot to lay with Cleveland right now. And then as far as the Bulls and Bucks, yeah, that is a big number for the Bucks. So I'm going to lean Bulls to cover that number.
There from Chris. Tell me what I think about these games. I'm going to take the points here with Charlotte. Atlanta is just a bad home favorite. I mean, it's just tough to lay points with them here at home. 9-17 of the spread is a home favorite. The Hornets were very strong in the glass in the opener, and especially on the offensive glass. They really got the up on that board. That's what helped them catch up against. Remember, they had that big comeback against Houston in the opener here. And I'm not sold on the talent around Trae Young. Right, they're trying to rebuild again around him. So to me, that has some questions. Also, to note, a healthy ball now for the Hornets, and that to me is a key here in this one. Is that a Ball had a pretty good game, 34 points, 11 assists, and also Trey Mann came off the bench for 24 points. There's some talent in this Hornets team. The coaching change is also a positive here. So I'll look here at Charlotte taking the plus in this spot. As far as the next game we had the Bulls and Bucks, right? So what we looked at here. Yeah, let's see what I've got in this game. Bulls and Bucks. I think I'm on the side of the I'm going to take the Bulls here plus 9.5. And the Bulls just were a mess in that opener. All the turnovers really cost them. There's some talent on that team. And of course the Bucks as a home favorite. This price range 5-10 to the spread.
So like Atlanta. Atlanta.
Yeah, there's someone that you just can't. We know Ball is going to be out for Chicago in this game. Middleton out for Milwaukee. Probable for Giannis and Lopez in this one. You got Levine, Vucevic, and company over there. I'll take the points in that one here with the Chicago Bulls. All right, let's continue here on the 20 This Morning Show. 4 games left. We'll just knock these out 2 at a time because there's some good matchups here. We'll be looking here at Bulls, Bucks, Warriors, and Jazz. Actually, I think it's Grizzlies and Rockets. Grizzlies, Rockets, then Jazz and Warriors. We'll get on over to Rob.
Yeah, I'm looking at Memphis here. I'm going to take Memphis on the money line. I know they didn't get that game. They got to win game 1. Didn't get the cover late 3 and didn't get the cover in that one. But Houston looked awful in that second half. Just gave it up to the Hornets late in that game. And you expected a big turnaround for them there? No, I don't. They had a nice big lead and they looked awful in the second half. So give me Memphis on the money line. I think they outright Houston again. I think Houston, they look like they can outscore teams, but not defensively. They definitely gave it up in that second half to Charlotte, nonetheless. So I think coming in against Memphis, they're in trouble. Give me Memphis on the money line in that one.
Yeah, from on over to Jorge.
Yeah, I mean, that's a tough call. Houston's going to be a much better team. They don't have many injuries, but Memphis still has injuries. But, man, when you have a team like Memphis who was down to their 3rd string last year and covering spreads, that's ridiculous, man. That's all coaching. That's 100% coaching, and I think Memphis has that. And I think Murray's probably grown up a little bit. I mean, he did he did some stupid things, and I think the injury, that's a natural lesson. I think when you combine that and the fact that, he could lose his livelihood and being a basketball star. It seems like he's mature. We haven't heard a peep out of him, which is great because he's like Iverson, man. He's just ridiculous. He's unstoppable. There's no one that can guard the guy. You can't even really guard him with a double team. I mean, he really, and I don't compare many people to Allen Iverson, but he really has Iverson type skills. I mean, that's very few people you put on that. So definitely like them plus the points, but Houston will start to play some D. I think they'll be all right. They got a good young core. I talked a little bit about it off air, but the Golden State Warriors, man, I can't be more impressed with them. And I'm a little bit of a fan of them. But, all this reminds me of, guys, how the San Antonio Spurs kept winning championships. They'd keep their core 3 guys. They would be in there in the last, 5 minutes of the game. But they would infuse a lot of youngsters, and players could come in and do the bulk carrying for, the majority, 43 minutes of that game. And get them in positions to win. And if the starting 5, Draymond Green and Curry, don't have to hit 30 minutes, that's going to be a dangerous team. That just tells you how good they're playing and how well they're playing together. Kerr learned under Pops. He's actually running that same type of thing about your core players and filling everybody else in. So I definitely like it. You know, you had a little bit of the drama with the potential trades with Utah. So I think Golden State's going to make a point that they didn't need them. And I think they just come out and have another good showing.
Yeah, from Jorge on over to Mindy.
Yeah, I mean, that's right. And if you can't shoot the three, you're not going to be able to come up with them. You know, you're not going to be able to hang. And that's just where it's looking right now. You don't have a Jazz team that is going to be efficient or proficient with the long ball. So I'm going to go ahead and take the Warriors here. Jazz, they like to lose at home anyway. And I'm going to go ahead and be on the Rockets here. I felt like they've been a decent cover in the past. They've been a little up and down. But yeah, the home team here has won this one in their last 6. So we'll go ahead and hang with that trend here in this one.
Yeah, from Mindy on over to Chris.
Well, we're going to look at the Golden State one. I'm going to take the over. I mean, with Golden State, man, they're just going crazy with points. So I think the over is a good play there against Utah. And then, of course, with the Grizzlies, I mean, no big surprise there. I'm going to definitely take them, not just because they're one of my favorite teams, but I think they definitely look better. I know Edey fouled out. It was his first game. He's just so big. I don't know that he knew what to do. So we're going to hope that he does a little bit better. But he's definitely a good addition to our team. And Ja looked great. Bane was getting there. Marcus Smart, everybody looked great. So even some other guys off the bench and everything. But, yeah, I think they get the win here outright against Houston, no problem.
All right, yeah, I'm going to be there as well with Chris on Memphis here. You know, the Memphis, they do have injuries. I like G.G. Jackson a lot. He was someone I liked at South Carolina. He's got a great looking shot. It looks like he's going to be out. Jaren Jackson doubtful. Memphis's issues is going to be depth-wise on the bench. I think their starting 5 will be enough in this one. Desmond Bane, a big game. Aldama came in with some points as well. Really only contributed with the Rockets were Jalen Green and Sengun. They didn't really get much from anybody else in that game. But, Memphis playing at that fast pace, Houston at a slow pace. The Grizzlies, both teams struggle on the glass. But I just prefer the scoring around Ja. Again, is because we know their lack of depth will be on the bench due to injuries. But, again, the scoring around Ja I prefer in this spot. I'll go ahead and take Memphis laying the points here. And, of course, the Warriors and Jazz, keep an eye on the injury report because you know what's going on here. Curry and Green are questionable. So is Melton. Juzan Collier questionable here. But, when you start missing games and start losing games, you're going to end up in the play-in round. I think these coaches are going to have to wise up, and these players too. And listen, you're giving away games this early in the season. It's going to cost you late in the season because you're going to have to play hard to close. You don't want to be in that spot. Some of these teams are going to have to wise up. Guys, because you rest guys, you like Curry and Green. But again, the Warriors deep bench, they're playing everybody, just like Pop used to do, playing 12 guys in each game, but each of them can contribute in this one. Very strong on the glass as well when you have that much energy on the court. That was a key for me there. For me with Utah, it's the defense that's a big concern here. So I'll go ahead and take the Warriors in that spot. All right, let's continue here on the 26 Morning Show. We'll close out the NBA here with the Suns and Lakers, Pelicans and Blazers. We start with Rod.
Not my favorite 2 games on the board.
Agree.
This spot for sure. I'm not a fan of Phoenix, but only getting 1, I don't want to lay. I actually don't want to touch that game at all. -1.5. It's just maybe I'd lean to an over because I don't see a whole lot of defense being played in that one. Lakers trying to score a whole bunch and a little more run and gun. Defensive type game, so I would lean to an over in that one, and then I would take New Orleans. They are the better team. Portland looked awful. I'm sorry, but Portland doesn't look like they're going to improve whatsoever. They're not going to be able to score enough to keep up in that one, as we've seen last game. Don't. Maybe that Warriors overblown was a little overblown last game, but come on, I don't think Portland's as good. I don't think they have enough offensive guys to be able to keep up in games, and they may be able to play some defense, but when you get an offensive team, they're in trouble, and they're just going to get outscored. So give me the Pelicans in that one.
There from Ron Movano, Jorge.
Hey, it's only 2 games into the season. You've already wrote them off for the whole season.
Yep.
Yes. Damn, Rod. But I agree with you. I'll lean a little bit with the Pelicans on that one. I think it's a little rough, but hey, one thing I love about basketball, when you put a bunch of, like Memphis last year, when you put your bunch of guys that normally will sit on the bench and you get them playing experience, they learn how to play at the level. They learn how to be able.
They don't have a choice. You get embarrassed and beat down so many times that eventually you finally make a.
I was obviously against the Lakers in this last spot. I thought Randall would step up, but again, that's I went against my own chemistry issue on that one. You know what I mean, or rule. It doesn't matter if you put a superstar in there or not. You don't have chemistry. You don't know where the guy's going to be. You don't know where a sweet spot is to shoot the ball. You don't know where how the offense is going to run and what the proper position to be. So you look at that. The Phoenix Suns coming in. I guess Durant had problems shooting against the wall. It kind of sounds illegal. I haven't even seen it yet, but I got to see a picture of this damn wall in the new stadium for the Clippers. But they said it made Durant miss 2 free throws, so obviously it's got to be a distraction. But going in there with the Lakers, man, they do have consistency, and those guys have played together. And I just think maybe they need Vanderbilt back. I will say this: once the Lakers get Vanderbilt back, they're going to play a lot better defense in the post. And I think they'll continue to go under. Slight lean to the under in this one. Just want to sit back and watch. But I think, hey, the benefit of the Lakers not making a bunch of roster moves or adding a big star is these guys have played together for quite a while, and they showed it in the first game of the season.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Of course, two covers for Boston as well with that continuity. Over to Mindy.
Yeah, well, I think I'm going to go with the Lakers. I don't like the Suns whenever they're on the road. That's for sure. I always feel like, if you look at these guys and play their props, I mean, at home, they hit them all the time, but on the road, they don't hit any of those props. And I think we have to be better on the road in order to go ahead and compete. But then, I wrote down a lot of fun stuff for the Trailblazers, like ugly. It'd be hard to be a Trailblazers fan. I mean, it's just so bad. I don't know how many times I've watched them just blow big leads. Find those ways to lose these games. I'm going to go ahead and look to the under. I just think it's going to be an ugly, ugly game. I mean, look at what they're doing so far. They're at the bottom third of every single category, if not, the bottom. So let's go ahead and go under in that last game tonight.
From Minnie on over to Chris.
Looking at the Pelicans, I'm just going to take them. I mean, that's, I think, the consensus against Portland. I'd probably take them to cover 5.5. Doesn't seem like a whole lot. I do think it's going to be an ugly game, like Mindy said. It's not going to be great to watch. Probably won't even look at that one. As far as the Phoenix Suns and the Lakers, in the video I gave out the under because they're 6-4 to the under the last 10 times they've gone against each other. But I'm also going to look at the Lakers the first half. They've won the first half in their last 9 games, and so I think they can come out that strong. Now how they finish is left to be decided. But I do take the Lakers in the first half.
Yeah, from Chris. Yeah, I'm going to also look at New Orleans. Also, continuity with this Pelicans team. A lot of their guys are back, right? Ingram's on a contract here. Don't forget about that. Zion will make his debut here after that missing the opener due to his illness. Pelicans just own the Trailblazers. They've won 6 straight. They've covered 5 of those games. Again, this is going back to chemistry continuity. There's no reason. I understand the draft points, but when you have young guys, you shouldn't sit young guys. This is what we're seeing here is a lack of chemistry with Portland. You have guys coming back, but they don't play together because you tanked last season and you set your young guys, which was, to me, stupid. I understand aging veterans who aren't going to be back on your team. That's fine, but you should never tank and sit your young guys because you're going to screw up your chemistry. I mean, you looked at the Portland, there was a ragtag, bunch of G leaguers in there, and you had a bunch. but no, I understand the draft purpose, but you're building on. You have a lot of young players. You're disrupting their development, and you're disrupting the chemistry in your team. So Chauncey just screwed up this team. That's all I'm going to say. He just totally screwed this one up.
Hey, Tony.
Now I need to write down ragtag under my list of not good comments. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Tony. Back to that point. If you apply that to your Lakers, I think Bronny's having nightmares of being on the court at the same time as Draymond Green.
Oh yeah, there might be there. And going to that Suns Lakers game. Something was apparent there. I had a feeling they weren't able to cover against the Clippers because the Clippers defense, right? That's what kept them in that game. And the issue here with the Suns here is their turnovers and their rebounding, right? The rebounding. Who's gonna work the paint with LeBron and Anthony Davis in there. So I'm going to look at the Lakers here because they defended and they also secured the basketball. And you can be better than 5 of 30 from three. You're going to be better than that. I mean, they're not going to be that bad. They shot 39% from three last year, and that's what Redick wants them to do. He wants them to shoot more threes, and at some point they're going to make them. But again, it was an ugly stat line win for the Lakers. They got it done with securing the basketball and on the defensive end and playing defense as we talked about. But I'll look at the Lakers in this spot. Mainly in that paint situation as well. All right, we'll continue here on the Tony Six Morning Show. We got you through the sports. We're going to go to hockey, so that means we're going to say goodbye to Jorge, and we'll let everybody know what you have for sale over at Tony's Picks as we're heading into a huge weekend of football, World Series, NFL, NBA back on the board. Of course, Jorge enjoyed a great year this year at Tony'sPicks.com. 24 units of profit. What do you got for sale?
I got my NBA play up. NBA Western Conference Play of the Week going up in these games. Watching almost every game that I can. I have the package on it. I think it's important since we've been chiming a little bit about chemistry and having some continuity on the team. So I'm looking into that a little bit. I had a down year in basketball last year, and it just wasn't 100% on top of it. So now I'm going a little bit overboard to stay there. So I'm going to have some good stuff out on the NBA. College basketball is always something I've been strong at and enjoy covering. And just look forward to a strong weekend. I agree with Rod. I'm not going to put out 18 games. I might put out 8. That's my Rod version of putting out a bunch of plays. But definitely like the card a little bit more this weekend. I agree with Rod. And good luck, Rod, all those picks.
Get the long-term pass the way to go. You guys like that 3-day pass here on the weekend. Get all of Jorge's NBA, NFL, college football for this weekend. Use promo code TonyT at checkout, and you'll save that 15% off. All right, Jorge, have a great day. We'll catch up with you again.
Have a winning day, you guys. Good luck.
Great job. See ya.
Enjoy the game, buddy.
We'll continue on. I don't know about Chris. Chris, you cap the NHL?
I do not cap NHL. My guy is Rod, so I usually go with
All right.
I mean, that's pretty much what you need to do. Just listen to what Rod says.
I've got a few
game.
clients that know hockey, and they tell me about the Avalanche, and of course, being here in Tennessee with the Predators and everything. But if I need hockey, I have Rod as my guy, so that's who I go to.
All right, we'll give you the same. We're going to just one work around the NHL, and then we'll get to the parlay peripheral segment. So we got the NHL card here for Friday. We'll knock them out here. Senators, Golden Knights, Islanders, Devils, Preds, Blackhawks, Pens, and Oilers with Go to Rod.
Yeah, and little question to answer a question in the chat. Somebody asked if I like the Islanders here tonight. Yes, I do like the Islanders here tonight. You look, the Devils here on the back-to-back spot after playing last night and getting themselves a loss, and now they're coming back here in this spot with Allen in net for the Devils. Last time we seen Allen, man, he got rocked. He got rocked in that game last time out. Gave up plenty. It was 5+, I believe he gave up in that game. And then Sorokin. Sorokin wants his job back from Varlamov. He lost it to Varlamov late last season, and Sorokin's come in with a chip on his shoulder this season, saying, "Hey, I'm the number one guy. I want my job back, and I am going to get it back. I am going to play the best darn goalie position that I can." And he has for the Islanders. Lights out. Already got himself a shutout this season. So Sorokin's the man in New York. And then you look at what the Devils have done. At home, they're giving up 4.5 goals a game, are these Devils at home. Just trash. There's the Devils that I remember seeing last season that still stunk on defense. Guess what? They still stink on defense, do these Devils. So I think the Islanders, nice plus price on that one. And then you know what? You see this hat? I do wear it because I am an Oilers fan. But definitely don't back them tonight. That streak ends tonight. Oh. You look how much they whooped up on the Penguins over those 6 straight games. Guess what? The Penguins, they lost to Calgary. They've been sitting there waiting and stewing. And I think they were even in the stands watching the Carolina game the other night against these Oilers. Talk about bad defense. Woo, the Oilers have bad defense. I keep looking at these numbers, and I'm like, the Oilers score 4. They give up 4. Penguins have scored 1.8. They've given up 4. It's for me here in this one, the numbers just don't equate to trying to chase the Oilers here in this one. As I said, the recent history, nah. Give me the Penguins here. Too much plus price to pass up here with the Penguins to come into Edmonton and steal the win on Friday night.
There from Rod, we move on over to Mindy.
So I missed. Were we doing all four or just a couple?
Yeah, all four.
All four. Okay. We'll run through them here real quick with my notes.
Okay.
But yeah, the Senators on the road, not so good. Go ahead and give me Vegas. And that one, agree with you with the Islanders. I always feel like that, Devils like played bad defense at, night. I mean, if you look at some of those trends, their night games are just horrible. I mean, I guess have them play at home during the day and they'll be okay. So yeah, I like the Islanders. Let's go ahead and with Nashville and the Blackhawks. Let's go ahead and go under that total. And then with Edmonton and the Penguins, let's go ahead and go over. Because again, there's going to be no defense in that game. That's for sure. Let's do it.
All right, there from Mindy. We got you through the sports. Now it's time for our parlay peripheral segment where the cappers can give out a parlay, a team total, a player prop, a game from upcoming in the NFL college football parlay. They make the call. It's their segment. Let's start with Rod.
No, we're going to go with a little mixed sport. We're going to go with the over in Boise State, UNLV. We're going to take the Bulls plus the points, and we're going to throw in the Pittsburgh Penguins at a nice plus price in that one.
From Rod on over to Mindy.
Well, yeah, I mean, I was kind of thinking the same way. I like UNLV. You can go back and watch our video on that where we go ahead and gave our breakdown. I'll take UNLV. Do like the Islanders a whole bunch today in the NHL. And let's go ahead and go against, that's right, the Trailblazers. Let's take the Pelicans here on this one. And we have ourselves a nice little 3-teamer on the night.
From Mindy on over to Chris.
Yeah, we'll go with a little 3-team mix here between baseball and basketball tonight. I'm going to take the Pacers to cover. We're going to go with my Grizzlies to win outright, and we're going to take Yankees money line.
From Chris, I'll give you a teamer here. I'll take the Nets plus, the Hornets plus, and the USC Trojans minus. Will be the 3-teamer from me here today on the show. All right, we got you through these. Let's find out what the cappers have for sale over at Tony's Picks right now, as we have a pretty big weekend, as we said, coming up here from a lot of sports overlap here. World Series, NBA, NHL, the football leagues, NFL, college football. We'll start with Rod, who's, again, having a great year right now over at Tony'sPicks.com. 1,779 units of profit. What do you got for sale, Rod?
And I've got 2 solid plays up so far. I'll have a couple more put in there. I got my 10-star MLB crusher. Definitely been hot in the MLB these playoffs, so definitely jump aboard that. I got my NHL sniper play of the day. We've hit 3 straight on it. 10-3 hockey run in the NHL, so definitely jump aboard it as well. Definitely going to have a few more plays in momentarily in today's action, so I'll definitely have a Steak Friday package out there momentarily for everybody. But your best bet is to jump on that 3-day pass. As I said earlier, I'll probably have 18 plays plus in the college football action tomorrow. So you'll get Friday's action, you get Saturday's action. NFL's been hot. We did lose yesterday, still 30 and 18 run there as well. So definitely hot in all sports. So jump on board that long-term pass. Join me for the weekend, 3 days. The 3-day pass will get you 4 days because I always get Mondays in there early for everybody. So that 3-day pass turns into a 4-day pass. Take advantage. Use it that 2-for-1 capper promotional. Pair me up with another one of the hot cappers over at Tony's Picks. And let us both put money into your pockets this weekend. Big weekend loading. I'm excited. Definitely jump over. Don't forget that promo code TonyT at checkout. Save 15% off.
That's right. Again, on board with Rod here. Let's go. Right now, we'll take a look at Mindy and see what she's got going on over at Tony's Picks. Mindy's having a great NFL year this year. Mindy, what do you got for sale over the side?
Yeah, well, I'm going to be in pretty heavy in college football this weekend. I love the totals that are out there. I'm getting the stats ready to go for you here in the NBA. Won't be in on that one for a while, but ready to jump in for the NHL. So pretty excited about that too. I think we got an edge on a lot of the stuff going in for the weekend. So again, this is the best time to get that 3-day, like Rod was talking about. You get yourself Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. You get to sit back, relax. We've already done all the hard work for you. Just go ahead and tail one of our hot cappers. That is for sure. Lots of folks over there doing some great work. So check it out. There's lots of fun stuff. Use that promo code TonyT at checkout as well.
That's right. And we're Mindy over at Tony's Picks. Great work in the NFL. Great stuff. Run here with Chris here from the NFL as well. Chris, what you got for sale over at Tony's Picks?
I've got a best bet in NBA. I've got a best bet in the World Series tonight. I'm going to have a best bet, a couple of them, or a best bet in college, and then a 3-pack totals tomorrow for college football. And then, of course, I'll have some NFL. So definitely get the 3-day pack. I'm going to have a lot of plays on there. It's just the best way to go. And right now we're on a 2-1 in the NBA. Dropped opening night, but the last two with the Hawks and the Mavs, both those games hit for the covers. So anyway, yeah, hit with a 3-day pass. It's going to get you everything I got, and I've got a lot of stuff coming out for college and NFL. And I'll be doing a best bet every day in baseball in the World Series, and then every day of the NBA season I'll have a best bet. So pick one of those up.
On board with Chris. Keep an eye on those long-term passes. We've got 30 and a 1-year all sports pass, guys. So get on board, Chris, over at Tony'sPicks.com. Click the link in the description. That'll take you right to the site. All right, we got you through here. The promos here. Let's find out what the Cappers got. Of course, as you know, we've got a pretty lively YouTube channel with a lot of content up there. And not only do we do a live show, we got on-demand videos. Let's check out with Rod. What can we find out now and this weekend over at Tony's Picks YouTube channel from you?
Yeah, and over at the YouTube channel, I got you covered. If I didn't cover a hockey game here, definitely go check it out. I've got you covered on all of them going forward this weekend. Hey, there's 14 NHL games going tomorrow, so I'll have you covered on all 14 of those going tomorrow. Probably get a college football parlay video as well, and I usually throw out an NFL parlay video. We also did an NFL show. I'm having trouble loading it, so they'll have to get it up today for everybody. It just didn't want to load for me, and it was like, come on, the college football one went nicely, and then one of those things where I live sometimes it was the smell. It is. It's where I live. Sometimes it just decides it's going to go slow, and I was like, "Oh man, come on!" You know, when you watch the little circle going around and uploading. So it did make it. It'll get uploaded sometime today for everybody. The NFL Rundown show is available as well, so definitely go check out the archive videos. As YouTube has told us here at Tony's Picks, it's increasing. And we're doing something right. So I see everybody's happy with what we're doing. So make sure you subscribe. Give us a thumbs up. It's greatly appreciated. And keep checking out that content because it's going to grow daily. We will get Ron eventually on there. I will get Ron on. I will definitely get that mug on video eventually. Ron on. I will.
That's Rod's project.
That's my project. We'll get Ron on.
Very nice guy. Very nice guy.
He's always in chat. Yeah. Good guy. Yeah. We just got to get him. He's just a little bit scared and shy, and maybe we can get him. He can pop his little head out, and maybe he can be like that guy on like remember Tool Toolman Taylor and his neighbor that was like this. Maybe we can get Ron on like this, right?
That's right.
There we go. There we go. That'll be funny. All right, Mindy, I know we can find content for you over on Tony's. Now, if you notice on our site, we're converting here our riders now to our handicappers. Makes sense, right? So now we're finding written content now for Mindy. There'll be more up there. We're slowly rolling this out. We've got the Google Sheet up there. We got a couple guys up there, Mindy, and then we have Kevin up there. They're going to start writing now. We're rolling this out slowly because we're still figuring it all out because, boy, I'm looking at the Google Sheet and there's a lot going on there. But anyway, Mindy, we can find you in written form as well as on the YouTube channel as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of adjusting, but we're getting the hang of it. Like we said, this is our practice week, right? We're getting through it all. It's a lot of fun. I had that article written with Pittsburgh yesterday. We got ourselves the win. Pitt right now 7-0. That was pretty impressive work, that's for sure. Got you covered tonight. Article for USC and Rutgers. So again, if you need even more information, it's all in here because we give you like the short and skinny here. You can get the full breakdown over in the articles. Also have a video up, and that's how we're going to move going forward, right? We're going to give you some videos. We're going to give you some articles. Got 4 in the works for tomorrow for college football, so make sure you check those out. And then, of course, we are heavy in for football right now. So I know I'm going to do some NFL. I know Bo usually does. Lots of other guys. So I think that's what's great about the channel, right? You get lots of different aspects, ideas, different ways of handicapping to get consensus, because that's why you guys are here, right? Because ultimately only you press that button for make bet, right? That's all we're doing is giving you the tools, all of our expertise. And so we give you the knowledge, we give you the stats, and then you guys can go ahead and run with that. And we feel like we've been pretty successful. You guys are telling us that in the chat as well. We appreciate all of the comments, all of the likes. You guys are making our shows pretty successful. So we love having you guys around love the comments. A lot of stuff is going on at Tony's Picks. It's great. I love it. Like you said, on the back end, all you can see is up trajectory. So we're headed. So we love it.
Yeah,
so appreciate it. And Rod, thanks for doing that NFL one. I had a good time with you and Ron yesterday.
That was good. I definitely enjoyed it. I'm glad we got that in there as well. So I'm definitely going forward. I was excited. It was definitely a good time. Definitely had some good laughs and got some nice winners for everybody.
Yeah,
also.
Exactly. Plus you got me and, Ron tag teaming on the Chiefs.
Exactly. So I know it's you beat me up. But I think it's a 3-peat. So I think it's already a foregone conclusion. And then you're going to have Kelsey hit the knee and be like, propose after they win the Super Bowl. Come on. It's with the happy love story ending.
Yeah. I mean, the Hallmark channel is coming. The Hallmark is coming this soon. It's going to be out like this month.
That's what it's looking like.
Chris,
I wanted just to drive to Kansas City to be an extra.
There you go. And of course, Chris also contributes to the YouTube channel. Everybody know what they can find from you now and this weekend over at the Tony's Picks YouTube channel.
I've got an NBA video out. I've got a baseball video out for the World Series. I'm going to have one every day as long as that goes. And then, I'll do a video for NBA every day. And then I typically do a NFL video. I think that's the one that's got the most comments for me. Everybody's pretty passionate about that. So it's been fun to see the heated comments there, especially when I've taken the Lions a couple times.
All part of the deal. There you go.
Not a lot of fans there, but I'm a Lions fan. So hopefully no 3-peat on the Kansas City. I'm really, no, we're hoping not. I'm tired of seeing.
Who's hoping not? I mean, you heard about this trade, right? You heard about this trade?
I don't know. It looks like it's going to go that way. But anyway, so I talked to Tony and I talked. I'm probably going to start doing some NBA prop videos as well.
Awesome.
Just give you 3 or 4 of those props. It's like I said, NBA is my favorite outside of baseball, and a lot of good stuff to cash in on. I've been cashing in past couple of days on some props, and so I'd like to share that with everybody else. So everybody else can kind of share that as well. And I'm just getting in new to this. I'm still a little bit nervous, still a little bit camera shy, but I'm trying to get out here. You can tell Ron it's
okay.
I mean, Ron, I always see him in the comments. He's awesome. Anyway, just trying to get more comfortable with all this and be with you guys, and it's just a great time just being here.
You're doing great.
Chris doing great work here. Great up there on the videos as well, and of course. That angle again with the Lions hits again. I went against it. Anytime a team plays the Lions, the next game they get pounded. And the Vikings got pounded again. So this is the new age Pittsburgh. That is what used to be the Steelers mantra, right? After you played the Steelers, you got pounded the next game. Well, the Lions have that swag around them now, and once you face them, you get bruised and battered and get beat the next game. So
Nakua was supposed to have what, like 4 targets instead he had 12. What's up with that?
Yeah, that was the whole issue there with the injury report, right? That was, we at first we thought they were out with the receivers, then they play, and it changed the entire scope of the game. It's something we have to live with as cappers and as bettors. It's those type of situations.
And fantasy owners, Tony. I missed a 100-yard game.
Oh, I know the fantasy side of it too. I know I know everyone's outraged right now. They're playing all of a sudden. And shout out Razor Sharp Picks out there. I know he grinds it like we do. Vegas first period overs, money there in the NHL. So keep an eye there if you're betting in the hockey. There's an angle. There's been cash and capital punishment's been coming in with his opinion, likes the Pelicans and the Patriots tonight. So that's going to do it. All right, let's do it for our show. Before we close it out for today, any closing thoughts from anybody?
Big weekend loaded. Get it. Crush the books this weekend.
Crush the books. Absolutely. We're good.
Good weekend.
Great weekend. World Series begins. Big football separation. NFL here in week 8. We're ready to roll, as well as college football. We're getting closer to November, guys. You know what that means? That's be the rush to big month in college football. That's going to do it. Goodbye, guys. You guys make it a winning Friday. We're back here again tomorrow live, 9:30 a.m. each time with the Tony's Picks Morning Show.